Hi there, welcome to C programming tutorial. Um, in our previous tutorial we learned how to use if-else statement, and we ended up in writing a program like this. What it does is basically it checks for the number, it asks the user to enter a number, and then it basically checks to see if it is positive, then prints this message. Else it basically checks to see if it is 0, then it prints this message. It checks, then else it checks to see if the number is negative, then it prints this message here. We could basically there is another construct which will basically make this statement, this whole program, look much simpler than the way it is looking right now, and that is basically if construct. It's kind of the same construct, it's the same, the basic thing, if else, but it's basically combined with if, and it basically is used when you have like one condition, else, other condition, else, other condition, and all these conditions are like exclusive conditions. Then you can basically use it just like the way we have them here. If number is greater than 0, it cannot be equal to 0, it cannot be less than 0. So these conditions are exclusive conditions. So the way it basically looks like is if condition, then followed by a statement, and then we say else, and then if another condition followed by a statement, and then you say else if another condition followed by a statement, and so on and so forth, until at the end you could have else followed by a statement. So you could have lots of else if, and then else. So now notice one more thing, that that here, if you notice now, is basically I'm writing a statement, but actually we've seen that a statement, if it is single statement, you just write it like this. If it is more than one statement that you want to consider, that you want to group together to be executed if this condition is true, then you basically, what you have to do is you have to put them all in brackets. So this is like, now it's going to be implied inside it, so I'm not going to be putting the braces all the time. So it's going to be part of this this syntax that I'm trying to explain here. So let's see if we can do something similar here too. Let me just copy paste it here. So let's look at the code here. So this is what the syntax of if statement, if else if statement looks like. Okay, so let's see if we can bring it the same way. If number is greater than 0, if condition, so if number is greater than 0 followed by the statement printf, your number is positive. Then we say else, and then instead of putting if as part of the body of this else, by the way, this is called the body of else, everything that's between these braces, which are basically part of this else statement, we basically bring this if here. Else if number is equal to 0. So this if statement, we bring it right here. You can write it right here, because it's we have a syntax like this: if, else if, else if, else if. So we basically remove these lines, and we make this indentation better so that it aligns with this statement here. And then what do we do next? We do another else if. Okay, another else if. In this else if, we basically write number is less than 0 if number is negative, and we bring this thing up here, and this is our final code. Look at it, how simple it is now. Look at this code here, from here to here, and look at this code here. It looks much simpler. Now if you look at it very carefully, we don't even need an if here. Why? Because if number is greater than, if the number is not greater than 0, if the number is not equal to 0, the number has to be less than 0. We don't even have to check this thing. So because of this if else if, because we are going to come here only if this condition is false. If this condition is false, then we are going to come here. So if these two conditions are false, the third condition has to be true, because all these three conditions are mutually exclusive and exhaustive, which means that, you know, they are all, if one condition is true, the other are false, and one of them is true all the time. A number can be either 0 or negative or positive. Anyway, so you see, we use this construct here. We use if statement followed by else if and followed by else. So remember, if this condition is false, the computer comes directly here because it skips this statement. It comes here and then it checks another condition. If this condition is false, then it skips this statement, and then if this condition is true, for example, then it executes this statement and it just skips everything out. It just moves on. So similarly here, if this condition is false, it will skip this, but if this condition is true, it will execute this thing and then won't even look at any further else statements, and it will just come outside this if else if construct and start executing the statements here. If there was any statements like x equal to 3 here, it will make the value of x equal to 3. So let's delete all the rest of these lines here and see if our this little tiny mini program, which is so easy to read also. If number is greater than 0, if the number is positive, printf this. Else if number is equal to 0, print this. Else print this. So smaller, better, simpler program. That's good programming. That's what we call good programming. So more you know about different constructs, better program you can write, better looking program and better executing programs. So let's see if we can execute. Okay, let's see. It's asking for a number, so we enter a number, say, I don't know, 3. It says your number is positive. We run this program again. It's asking for the number again one more time. We enter 0. Okay, and then we press enter and it says your number is 0. So see what's going on here. The value of number becomes 0 when we enter 0 here. Then it comes here. If number is greater than 0, no. So it skips this statement and comes here. Else if number is equal to 0, yes, because we entered 0. So then it printf, it executes this statement, number is 0, and doesn't even care about rest of the statements, and it just jumps here and the program ends. So thank you for watching this tutorial, and I would request you to basically subscribe to my channel so that you can be notified for any new videos or tutorials that I make, and also please rate this tutorial as 5 stars if you really like this tutorial. Thank you so much.